Alright, we're going to go ahead and do this build walkthrough. I've got some time. I figure I'll go ahead and show everybody what they've been asking for. Kind of a breakdown of the Zeus setup that I've got going for God of War. Um, First things first, though, since there's still people who don't believe me, go ahead and go into the settings. Settings, gameplay, give me God of War difficulty. I can't change it because as soon as you put it on Give Me God of War, you cannot change it to any other difficulty. So all the Valkyries that you've seen me fight have been on Give Me God of War difficulty. So with that being said, go ahead and go to the actual setup. We'll start with the weapons first. This will probably just be part one, and then I'll do a part two with the armor breakdown because that's a little bit more in tune. We'll go ahead and just start with the Leviathan Axe. The light runic attack, I usually use Hell's Touch. Almost every Valkyrie, even the Queen, it's just a great runic. It's really quick. It can stun every single one of them. That one's real good. Sometimes Leviathan Wake can be pretty good, but I just prefer Hell's Touch. Because as soon as I use Hell's Touch, I'll hit that, and then I'll do my heavy. And for my heavy, that's when I usually use Mists of Helheim. And he slams the axe down, it creates that little ice circle, and it kind of frost stuns him inside that circle. And then I start attacking them usually with the chains after that. So that's kind of my setup for the runics on the Leviathan axe. That's a good one. If you don't prefer that one, the River of Knives is pretty good. I'll use the River of Knives against the Queen. Um, that seems to be a really effective one, or Blessings of the Frost. Which just increases your damage on top of the Zeus build, which is great. So like my most recent one, or not my most recent one, but my most popular one, I use Blessings of the Frost. And it just does a crap ton of damage, especially on Valkyries. But yep, those are the main ones I use, both light and heavy. The handle I'm using, right now I'm just using Retribution, which just Axe Throw and Recall become incredibly powerful. I'll usually use Forbidden Grip of the Ages too, which adds a concussive wave to the end of the R1 combo, and increases your stats a ton. It's a great handle. I'll show you. If you'll see, it adds that purple wave, which is great if you got like a bunch of enemies on you and you're attacking one, and you finish off that combo with that wave. It does quite a bit of damage. But if you look at the throw, well, I'm aiming up here. Notice how the axe kind of arcs down. When you use the Retribution, where it becomes incredibly powerful, that axe will just fly. So it's great for getting the Odin's Ravens and stuff. And it just does a crap ton of damage, and you can stack it with runes and stuff. That's a really good axe pummel or axe handle. Shields, I mean, whichever one you want, they don't do anything specific, so I just choose that one because it's my favorite looking one. The blades, though, the light runic attack, I almost always use Nemean Crush. Again, a quick runic, does a ton of burn damage. Probably just one of my favorite ones. I mean, really, as far as light runic attacks, there's not a lot of crazy good ones. I mean, that one is pretty good because it's quick, but I just prefer Nemean Crush. I even use it against enemies that aren't the Valkyries. It's just my all-time favorite light runic attack for the blades. The heavy Meteoric Slam. Again, just a ton of burn damage and a big AoE. I really won't use this one on the Queen though, because the Queen moves a ton. As far as the Queen, I'll use Hyperion Slam, which I use that in one of the other Valkyrie videos as well. If you upgrade it completely, like it says, it leaves behind a small hazard that inflicts burn damage to enemies, and that's really good on the Valkyries as well. So those are kind of the main ones I use there. I think Hyperion Grapple's a decent one, if you like that. Not my main go-to, it's usually these two. As far as the blades pummel, I'm just using Grips of the Valkyrie. Increasing your strength and runic when it on the successful blade hit to grant power of the Valkyrie. Just my favorite looking pummel, and just kind of my go-to. I mean, other good ones, Explosive Grips of Fire. I mean, Grips of the Cursed Flame. I mean, again, it's kind of just preference. with the blades. I mean, whatever you like. I just like the grips of the Valkyrie. Blight Guard's not bad either. Um, yep, those are kind of what I use there. Atreus, I just use Wrath of the Wolf usually. Does a lot of damage. If you upgrade it completely, you can do 3 wolves instead of one. Um, Another good one is Falcon's Dive, but I personally prefer Wrath of the Wolf. It even does quite a bit of damage on the Valkyries. But yeah, I will go ahead and post part 2 after this once I do the armor walkthrough. Thanks.